Have you had an evaluation done on your IPs?
Are you trying to be funny?
No. That's a real conversation.
No.
You should.
Yeah. How much your shit worth? I said it last week. It's all right, though. I was in the ballpark.
What is IP?
Intellectual
What
property.
do you mean? What do you mean, what is it?
Look, let's engage in this.
All the shit you ever came up with?
I haven't had it evaluated. No.
I didn't think that you would because we don't behave that way when
But I'm learning,
as the living.
But I'm learning now.
You should.
You should.
It's like think of the artists that are selling a catalog.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Right? Like it has to be evaluated. Let me see what my catalog is worth. Just so I can know. You didn't even have
And what
to
it
sell
will
it.
earn over the next course.
Over the next 10, 20 years. When it'll be at its peak value. Like,
see, I'm mad at that because I think because it's not my wheelhouse. I think you could borrow against that catalog as opposed to selling it, and I'm always a fan of that. I'm always opposed. I'm always a fan of keeping the asset, borrowing against the asset, generating more wealth with the borrowed money, and giving it back. So now I just have way more assets, as opposed to selling the asset. Like if you could sell it for $125, I could borrow 50 against it, take the 50 and make it work. I still got the catalog and more shit.
And you can pay back the services.
I'm always a fan of that.
Yeah, that's a level of financial sophistication.
And a tax ramification.
Right, and a desire to grow financially. A lot of these wealthy kids, like they just want to spend. They just want to spend. They just want to spend the rest of their life spending money. And
they like think about after them.
Yeah.
You had your IPs evaluated, right?
Yeah, nigga. It ain't a hard question. Yes.
That slow ass answer, right? Yes.
I just think it's dope.
you got to do that for the estate planner.
No, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Do you got wills and insurance and stuff like that?
And everybody should.
No, I don't. No, I have insurance.
Again, I want to urge everybody to get into their estate planning too.
Everybody, yeah.
Estate planning. What's the shit my dad be preaching? Your PSA number for the cancer shit. What else? What Mel be preaching? Health checks.
Yo, listen,
screening.
The audience up here that listens to this is too smart for me, for my good. And I say that to say to go back around because when I say I'm learning in real time, they have a problem with that. Like, oh, nigga, you old.
I think that's one of the greatest things.
I think that's
about
amazing. Hell yeah. No, I think that
I'm so comfortable in my skin.
OGs,
hold on, I'm so comfortable in my skin to know that a lot of times in my life I just wasn't into certain things.
No, but no, sometimes
coming up here, I'm sorry.
Sometimes your circle exposes you to things that you would have never been exposed to. That's it.
My mind was only, and I'm not trying to make it about myself. They don't like that neither. My mind was only.
Shit, you learned that.
I gotta get to the. Fuck that. Now I'll stay on it. Stop.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta get to the bag. I came from nothing. I was poor, and I don't want to be poor again. So if I can get 15,000 from doing this, if I get 9,000 from doing a minute, let me see how much I can get in the time. And then your lifestyle, you start spending more. So coming up here is just learning different things about how to navigate through the world of media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And people don't understand that. Like when you that's why I understand the story sometimes when Ish say like it's predatory sometimes to give somebody out the hood a big contract. The same thing, like if you don't have the information, it's not predatory, but it's crazy. If
setting them up for failure.
If I started YouTube, look at my account, and within that year I had nothing. I'm living in my mom's basement, nothing. And then now, nigga, at the end of the year, I have 70,000. And it's like, okay, there's something here. So now you're seeing how you could double it without the knowledge or the education. So then you seclude yourself from the rest of the world. I don't know about the podcasts and financial shit. I don't know about that. I just
what's
thought
my man named in be at Invest Fest every year, the billionaire black dude, Robert
Smith.
Robert Smith. I seen a clip with him yesterday. He was like, don't y'all know the word capital, the root word capital is Latin and it means information? I was like, oh shit, he cooking now.
I think that we frown upon people learning.
Nah, he was going crazy.
And you know what? And they demonize it.
I think we frown upon people learning in real time or teaching in real time. I think everybody wants to come off as this knowledgeable person.
Know-it-alls.
Everybody think they know it all. I think it's whack. I think that vulnerability is a strong point for me.
Vulnerability, bro.
Well, to me,
but I'm telling you, it's not a vulnerability for you not to know something and openly admit.
How many people say?
But you're being vulnerable to say it in public.
How many people say it publicly? They want to know everything.
But I'm just saying,
when y'all be talking, I write my notes. I go home like, oh shit, and I start googling shit.
Vulnerability. When I love to hear them niggas talk. Like again, certain people, Dame, 50, Jay, even Irv, rest in peace. A lot of times when niggas talk, they'll be saying some shit, and you be like,
Yeah.
Like Flip saying, you Robert Smith, fucking Don Peoples, them niggas be talking that shit. You be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what you're supposed to know.
Huh?
What does that mean?
I disagree.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
I totally
I know
disagree.
you do.
What does that mean?
Yo, his
Say more.
mind is so crazy. Like, I don't know.
It means that the world is designed and there's levels in it, right? So we look at the NYCHA niggas, the niggas that's in the NYCHA apartment housing in New York. Like there's certain sectors of the world that they're not gonna allow you to have
I see what you mean. Yeah, I agree
access to. And
Oh,
as you progress and as you get the tools to level up, there will always be levels above you that you have no knowledge on at all. You know what you're supposed to know for where you are in that moment of time, for what you make, for all of our past, right? Like sometime in the morning, I stand on my balcony and I'll stare over at Billionaires Row and just be like,
How? Like you don't ask yourself how?
Not really the how, right? But it's not for me right now. Like whatever that is for that point of view, even though it's not far from here, right? Like I've said before, where I live, I could step on the balcony and see Spanish Harlem. From right here, we can see Spanish Harlem. We're probably across from Harlem, right? But the people over there, as close as it is in proximity, it's a different POV.
But Billionaires Row is a lot of generational wealth. Like that's pretty much all it is.
I don't assume that.
I don't assume that neither.
I don't assume
Not
that.
today.
Not today.
Not today.
There's people out there.
There's too much tech money today, and a lot of them didn't come from money.
But the majority, I would say
could
that
be.
the
I don't know
majority of the
the numbers.
population of Billionaires Row it's not new money. It is generational wealth.
So
Do you
look-
think? Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So when people categorize, they call this right here
The Gold Coast.
the Gold Coast, right? So they say all this is new money. They refer to all of us as new money, like this is new money. And the Edgewater, Fort Lee, Weehawken area, we've been here for 20 years. 15 minutes away from here, niggas didn't know this shit existed.
Yeah.
Literally 15 minutes away from here, people did not know that this shit existed. This used to be my date spot. And people that live 10, 15 minutes from here didn't know it existed.
Rest in peace to the multiplex, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
So
used to go.
I think that when Joe,
A little
I agree.
fast.
I disagree with Joe when he be like, "Yo, you need," because I think if you don't put information in your brain, you become complacent and you'll never scale up.
Do you think that it's designed for us to be comfortable in whatever situation that we're in?
1000%.
Yes.
Because it's like you hear the rare story. It's a rarity for someone to say, that's not really rare, but I want to go out and find more information, so I'm going to take the steps by spending my last to find it. If I have to lose this apartment or lose my apartment, and I seen somebody in NYCHA, I want to go out there and find the information. If I have to struggle to find it so I can go to the next level, but a lot of people don't want to take that chance.
New Joe Budden.